Coming to you live from 2720 Cherokee, it's the Obscura Show with your host, John Hawkwood. And here he is now.
John, welcome to the Obscura Show.
Yeah, thank you.
Is it wrong?
I don't know your name, but that was
John
great.
Hawkins.
John Hawkins.
I'm John Hawkins.
You're John Hawk. Well, I'm John Hawkwood.
Yeah, that's so interesting. Okay.
Yeah, coincidence.
Who the fuck is this guy?
And our guest tonight, first guest, is, should I say your name? Is that, do you want that?
Hey man, I love letters, loved letters, hate letters. Oh, I have a theater degree, I don't need a microphone, I know how to
You're really projecting that.
Yeah, how to project, good buzzword. Now my joke was going to be, is that thing rolling?
It is.
How many children under the age do you think were rolling in this place while it was a rave venue? That's a drug
Many.
Like Molly, drug. Can we talk about drugs?
Yeah, let's talk about drugs. That's a
no,
great...
I'm not into it.
Okay, that's also good. I like this already. This is good.
I've done it, been there, done that. The road less traveled.
The road less traveled.
But more traveled nowadays.
Yeah, but this was a rave venue. And crazy stuff went down. Did you ever go to a rave here?
Yeah, I saw a Prodigy here in '95.
The Prodigy? What is the Prodigy?
Five-starter! Twisted five-starter!
How old were you?
5.
5? Yeah, that's what I thought.
No, I didn't see Prodigy here. I never saw. Prodigy is actually one of my favorite bands ever.
Are you sure you don't want the microphone at all?
I can hear myself.
I can too. It's very loud. I feel subconscious now.
Man. If you really want to put myself inside these airwaves and get it trapped, let's go. This is a talk show.
How you guys doing?
Hi.
Is it a talk show?
Yeah.
Should I shut up?
We're talking.
Yeah, you can sit down and watch.
I like
Hey,
it.
what's up?
What's up, buddy?
Hey, the rave's tomorrow.
Okay.
Yep.
Manana?
Yeah, you can see the swag next week. How about that?
Swag still doing it?
They're still doing it.
They're
If you mean
here,
not here.
but you can probably see them next week somewhere.
No, they only do one performance in St. Louis, sometimes twice. Ballpark Village.
Is swag, is that really a thing anymore?
He got out of the 4th.
Yeah, it's
He's out. Free.
Free the swag?
They made it.
Free the strike. You heard it here first.
What's your name?
Right before the
Oh, my name is Eddie Price, and these here are my dice.
Eddie Bryce?
Eddie Price, and these here are my dice.
Which dice are you, 2 or 5?
He's 6. That's Snake Eyes right there.
How do you roll?
I'm
4, 5, 6.
Kiss the dice, pay the price. And this is John Hawkwind. Hawkwind. It's a better band.
It's a better band.
Yeah, maybe you should do
I
that.
can play Silver Machine.
I don't know if that is. Never listened to that band.
gracefully.
Okay, are you getting out of here?
Can I get a beer?
Yeah.
Then you should get out of
You
here.
don't have to.
This is a closed doors.
He said I should get out of here right after I said
This is art. We're doing art right now. Hey, keep it easy. Or no, take it easy, but don't forget to take it.
Any way I can
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I hope that works.
Generally speaking, it's always hard.
Keep it real.
Hard.
Take it easy. Maybe don't take it.
Hey, I'm gonna take it.
No, take it to the limit. One more time.
All right.
Hey, are you familiar with John Cale?
Yes, I am. Are you?
Well, obviously, I didn't just make up a name. What do you know about John Cale?
I love John Cale.
Tell me about him.
Well, I don't know exactly, but he was this guy that was into art rock, and he was hanging out in New York. He came from England, of course.
It's really pretentious.
Is he in the Beatles?
Yeah, he is really pretentious, but he's awesome.
He's awesome. He just done with Sun Ra.
And so he was hanging out in New York, doing like all this art shit, and he met Lou Reed, and they started a band.
No, man, I'm thinking of John Cage.
John Cage?
Yeah.
Johnny Cage?
John Cage. Not John Cage.
I think you're thinking of Nicolas Cage.
Found Lieutenant too.
John Cage.
Nicolas Cage.
Johnny Cage. John Cage.
I don't know John Cage.
Okay.
I got real. I could be off my rocker here. I've been off for quite some time, but John Cage, I believe it's John Cage. Sorry fans out there if you got it wrong, if I got it wrong. He was this musician, kind of an obscure, you know, kind of goes with the name of the show. You check him out, man. He's got some good performances. He would have a performance, he would set up a microphone like in the middle of a subway, and he'd be like, this is a song. And he wouldn't do anything, just stand there. He wouldn't stand there, he'd just record it for like 4 minutes, and then be like, there it is. And he went up on some television shows, it was in black and white, there's a good clip, I forget which show. But he was playing all these weird things, like a tipping over a cup and it spill on a pan, and like make steam squeal and stuff, you know?
Yeah.
And people would laugh, they would think he was joking, and a lot of people were like, man, that's rude. But he's like, no, it's adding to the art. It's all about not just the music you're making or the noises you're making personally, but the atmosphere of everyone around you. That's why I enjoy live performance, because you get the atmosphere, and that's what that was, the John Cage experience.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah, I've been into that. I thought you would know that with all the face paint and all. You seem like a pretty kooky guy.
I did know.
But it looks like I one-upped you to talk. Yeah. So who's the host now, buddy?
I don't know.
What kind of paint is that?
I don't know.
Is it earth-friendly?
Acrylic.
Was it animal tested? Because I prefer them to test it on animals instead of me. But I love animals, and that was a joke. Don't quote me on that. I was trying to throw you for a loop.
I gotta get this thing back on track, guys. So, let's not talk about John Cage.
John Denver.
Or John Denver, or John Cale. Let's talk about you, man, and the way the things used to be. And
You, man?
In human and you, man.
Go ahead, I'll be quiet.
No, this is great. This is going great. It is. I'm not being sarcastic when I say that. But the way things used to be, like, could you just talk about the way things were? When did you start playing music, and talk about just the way things were back then?
I never started playing music because I don't know how to play any instrument, really. I play bass in the church band. I can play by ear on bass a little bit, but don't get me going. I know you know a friend of mine, Tony. He played bass in a band you probably don't want to talk about. I ain't no Tony bass player, because that dude can rip, but that's about all he can rip. Hey man, how's it going? You know I'm right with that one.
Tony's a great bass player, but his problem is he only wants to play it one way. Like Tony. He doesn't want to, he just has one trick, and it's a really good trick, but you know.
Tony was in my...
I love you, Tony, if you hear this.
Tony, rest in peace, he died.
Did he die?
Yeah.
I don't think he died.
Yeah.
He died, his band died, probably. With the band.
There were so many reasons
I read your webpage and you're like, this band wasn't going as quiet as I wanted it.
Yeah, it was basically done. It wasn't going quiet, like, and I got Max Berglund in, and that just made things worse.
That seemed like the highlight of your webpage, talking about how the Oswalds wasn't so good.
Yeah, that was the highlight of my webpage.
I did more research on you than you.
I'm glad that you read my webpage. I think you're the only one who's read my webpage.
There's one visitor that day, and I'm sure it wasn't just that day. Probably a week, month. Okay, so, but Tony was in my second punk band. A lot of people don't know, my first punk band was in high school. We called it theater punk. We were real lame. Kind of like a street level, I don't know, beat happening, if that. I like that band. It was real stripped down and campy and whatnot. But my next band, Animal Teeth, Tony was in that. Tony came up to me one day at a show, and I was like, this fella, he's a cool cat. I like the way he talks. And I thought he was neat. He was a good fella. He was the only one who knew how to play anything in our band, and we put it together, and we kind of pulled like the Germs did, you know, we didn't really know anything about punk. We were just suburban people who were, you know, not too officiated. We didn't know all of it yet. You know, I wasn't too big into computers yet, so I got whatever I could find. And we got together, and you know our friend Kyle, and he was a drummer. He didn't know how to drum. He still doesn't know how to drum. And we had my friend Taylor, who she played guitar, and she knew somewhat what she was doing as well. But we all did it, and we did it for a fun time, and this web blog or something is called Terminal Boredom. You ever heard of that?
No.
Yeah, he didn't seem that cool, so I didn't know about. It's like a cool guy punk forum or something, and they labeled all these cool guy punk bands, and somehow we got on there, and it was like, oh, art punk, and I was like, it's not art punk, we just don't know what we're doing.
Is that still around? Is Terminal
Boredom is
Terminal Boredom, is it still around?
Terminal Boredom is still around. I don't really read a lot of those things, but I know it's still around. They review.
I feel it now.
They review music to this day. They even reviewed. They reviewed the Soda Boys.
Oh, really?
Jack and Coke is an original member, the only original member not to go flat. So he's still popping. Still got all his caffeine and fizz that a young man needs. The other guys, they couldn't hack it.
Is the Soda Boys still around? Is that still operating?
No, they fizzled out.
You gotta make up your mind, man, because there's some difference. You can be a little furry dude, or you can be a Disney show cartoon.
He kind of looks like both, you know? You feel me? Anyway, let's not talk about that.
Leave the jokes to me. Leave the jokes to me, clown boy. Don't wear the makeup if you can't tell the joke.
The joke is not really that funny.
So, this was way back when the Moolah, they were doing that late night grindhouse, and it was that Nicolas Cage movie, Mandy.
Ooh.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. I saw Nicolas Cage's tomb and St. Louis Cemetery #1 in New Orleans. It is something that they like to call their national treasure. Oh man, don't need a ghostwriter to write that joke, do you? That's one I've been working on ever since I saw that tomb.
You can't take the person's tomb away, so when he went bankrupt, he got the key. It's a pyramid.
Is there really a tomb of Nick Cage?
Old Nicky Cage, yeah, he's got a pyramid. It's like Madame Lebeau, you know.
But he's not dead yet. He's not dead
ready to
yet.
go, man.
No, he died.
He died?
You're talking about his career?
You heard it here first. You heard it here
I
first.
always liked Nick Cage.
Nick Cage is dead.
He's way better than Nick Cage.
He's still wandering around. He's like
I don't
Nick
like
Cage.
Nick Cage. That guy's really boring.
I don't like Nick Cage either. I'm tired of people saying I look like Nick Cage.
One time I was
Fuck that guy.
I was courting a lady, and she made me go see
The Nick Cave documentary at the KDHX studio during the, I think it's called the Spliff Film Festival. You know I'm all about stuff called Spliff. The St. Louis Film Festival. I don't know what that spells.
What you say?
It's not Spliff, it's STLFF. It looks like Spliff. My band actually closed the STLFF this year. Somehow.
How'd that happen?
Humble brag.
Can you tell me about it?
I know a guy. It was surreal. Nobody knew what was going on. We were unannounced. We just went up there. It was crazy.
Can we get back to me?
Yeah, we're going to get back to you. I'm sorry.
I've been in my house for like 5 years. The internet is
This is going to be so great, guys. I'm not going to edit any of this.
Internet bully said I disappeared. I knew I was the whole time. I didn't disappear, buddy. I'm looking at you. You know what I'm saying? Don't water your plants.
I just want everyone to know how good I feel right now.
How do you feel? I feel really good.
This is hysterical.
Is it the members mark?
What?
You think it's the members mark?
Yeah, it's the members mark. Walmart Chardonnay.
Shout out to Walmart, I guess.
Give me money, Walmart.
I'm a CBS guy, but we'll talk about that later.
$10.99 for a big bottle of Chardonnay.
Okay,
but anyway, talk about
the Nick Cage,
you know,
it was boring.
So you talked a little bit
And he's boring. The birthday party was fans are good.
Your early bands, but talk
He's
about
a handsome dude. That dude is a handsome man. Now you look at that guy, especially wearing the leather pants. He's wearing that shirt about dead cop. And he's like a little young boy. Yo, no, don't do that. And you're like, man, that's a handsome fella. That was not loud.
No,
He's handsome, and when he's hanging out with that,
I'm gonna heckle by the guest. So,
he's handsome, and he's handsome when it's especially when he's with that dude.
Let's get back on track. Like, could you talk about like how the scene felt back then? Like,
How the scene felt?
with your early bands, with like Animal Teeth and shit, and Acid Cat and stuff like that. What was it like? You know, watch that 12 string. That cost me a little bit.
What are we talking about?
That
cost money?
Yeah, not a lot, but a little bit.
Jack is about me.
Talk about like how things were, those early days. That like fucking where'd you play? Like how many people go to shows? Like how'd it feel?
I remember back in the good old days, we used to do these things in this. Where I'm from, Florissant, Missouri, or Florissant, Missouri. And in the Hazelwood, North County area, we had these things called the Bad Beaver, and they would be basement shows that happened in the basements in different random Hazelwood houses, and usually at this one cat Anthony's house, and it was great. We had a lot of cool bands. They may not have been the best. I went to the tail end of them, and I played like the last one with Animal Teeth at my buddy Tubby Tom's house. Shout out to Tubby Tom. Free him. He's in Florida right now.
Free Tubby Tom.
Yeah, I hear it's terrible down there. Hurricane season. What are you gonna do? But anywho, we did that. It was great, and then we started to spread out, and we got our licenses and junk, and we'd go to the city and we'd hit up some shows. And I think we did start this place called the Livery. Our first ever show, Animal Teeth's first ever show, I was actually wearing this sweater with the first ever Animal Teeth show, and I forget what year that was, but it was at A-Pop Records. That's another rest in peace. It was in the basement of A-Pop with this band Lazy from Kansas City, and Lumpy and the Dumpers, and I think like Black Panties or something. All the heavy hitters and us. And we just worked our way up. People kind of snobbed us or whatever because, they were from Belleville. And I was like, another suburb that's evidently better than my suburb. Wow, okay. Watch it out. But those Belleville kids, they seemed like they had some cool stuff. They had that RTI, Illegal Tone Records, which was a venue that I went to once.
You hold that? Fresh that? Shit.
It'll look cool if you hold that.
And I went there once to see my pals, the Chaotix from Florissant play, and it's a cool place. Have you ever heard of that place in Belleville?
Even though I'm from Belleville, I was just a high school student there. I didn't do anything in high school, so.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, you did stuff in high school. You did shows at theaters and shit, right? In that art punk band you had?
I forgot that. Amphitheater.
Kyle told me. Kyle is there told me.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Kyle told me we did a show at the theater. I'm a thespian. I had the most thespian points in the whole team, or whatever you call it, the unit. And I wrote some plays and stuff, and I won awards. But yeah, we had shows. We had a couple bands from out of town play the theater, and then people started writing "School sucks" on the chalkboard, and teachers would get mad the next day. And Kyle took out a Christmas tree.
He had a sword, right?
And he got a bunch of random stuff, but it was good while it lasted. Just like everything, So, but yeah, we did a lot of kooky things, and we never really broke out to the city too much with that one. That was with Animal Teeth.
Well, that was Animal Teeth, or was that the first band?
No, I'm saying with Animal Teeth when we broke out.
Yeah, well, what was your first band again?
It's a terrible name. It's called The Voice Inside Your Head.
The Voice Inside Your Head?
Very high school name.
That's like high school art sort of band.
Yes, art band,
Were you really into fucking Joy Division and shit?
At that era, I really liked Joy Division. I liked a lot of British, like The Cure, and just kind of like Indie 101, and the Cure, and I liked a lot of the modern bands of the time. There was this band called the Claxtons that were really cool, and the band The Horrors, Horrors, Horrors. They were fantastic. They had a great aesthetic, and I think they still do stuff, and it's not too bad. But I don't know. I started getting into stuff more along No Bunny and Burger Record stuff a couple years later, and found out that there was actually good music in America still. So that was cool. It's called punk.
Yeah, well, what do you think about the current bands? Do you know any of the current bands that are around?
Around this city?
Yeah, like the big hitters.
Who are the big hitters names?
Well, do you know?
I know one.
Can you name it? Like, we'll pass around the mic and we'll name bands that we think are big hitters currently. You go first.
I don't really keep up with it. I'm trying to think.
Like the biggest names you think.
The main one that comes to mind is the band BBI. That's BBI. That's Martin from I Won't Be in the Dumpers.
Never heard of them.
Yeah, because it's one of those cool guy bands. You probably didn't go to the deepest basement to see that. Listen to that record. Was not too happy. It seems like that guy's music is really going down the tubes. I mean, there's a reason that band quit playing, I guess. They just called up, they're quitting the band or whatever. You know, you got to talk bad about people to make them feel good and try harder.
I believe that.
And that's what I believe.
I believe that too.
You know, because there's a lot of these little wussies out there. And they're like, hey man, you gotta be nice, man. You can hurt some feelings. If you don't hurt some feelings, if you don't hurt feelings, how do you think I got this way? I got my feelings hurt. You know, I wasn't born.
Let them have the mic for a minute.
I wasn't born tough, okay?
Let these boys name
The
it.
mic, it won't even stretch that far.
I'm saying big bands, not bands you think are good.
I don't know. This is a big band to me.
The Uppers are a really good band. I got their pin right here. They're great. They're also fans of the Soda Boys. Shout out to the Uppers. We love you.
The Soda Boys are the best thing that's going on in St. Louis at the moment. Martin is terrible when he doesn't know how to play music. No one knows this. But he's been faking it since the beginning.
Martin died.
Who is Martin?
Martin's dead.
What are your names? Tell them your names.
My name is Jack and Cope, otherwise known as Jack and Fister.
Hardly know.
I would have fist her.
Jark Harkwand.
Fair enough.
Let me think if I know
Any other good bands around here? The Schwag.
That's a big band.
You said big band.
That's a big band.
Jake's Leg. That was a good one.
Also a big band. Stick away from Grateful Dead wannabes.
Wannabes?
Original music.
Yeah, everyone's going to be a wannabe to the Grateful Dead. You can't be the Grateful Dead, obviously. Everyone's going to be a wannabe. Anyone in a cover band is a band wannabe. I mean, get a dictionary, fool. But I would have to say, I really enjoy the music of In Cook. It's a rare gem. If you ever catch him in St. Louis, Nathan Cook is the man to beat in the noise and recording realm of St. Louis.
I thought Nathan Cook died.
I have heard of N. Cook. That is one
Did he die?
maybe did N. Cook die?
I only see him at shows and record shows down in that Czech Center.
But yeah, the funniest thing I think about you, and you are a very funny man, and I don't mean that as an insult.
Yeah, I relate most to clowns. So it's really
You're like Andy Kaufman's alter ego, like that nightclub singer. You guys know what I'm talking about?
Tony
Yeah,
Clifton.
Tony Clifton.
Hey, Tony Clifton.
You're like a real life Tony
I love Tony Clifton. You know, we played a festival because we're big times, not like these little tiny bands that they name Q. We're not like that loser band. We don't have to break stuff to look cool. And I'm right, man.
But the funniest thing the funniest thing about it,
I'm talking in. Tony Clifton was at this festival we played in Oakland, California. Yeah, we went way farther than any of these.
Tony Clifton is actually alive.
Tony
Really?
Clifton and Andy are
I
alive.
believe that.
Elvis is dead, but Tony Clifton.
But the funniest thing about you is like
When I saw Tupac and McDonald's.
your love of the Grateful Dead. I think that's the funniest thing about you.
We're all dead.
What's so funny about it?
It's just so out of left center.
There's nothing funny about it.
About the Grateful Dead was so funny. You don't like peace and love?
I don't know, man. It's
F
just
you, man.
such a
I can't even say the full word. F you.
It's such a fucking surprise to me.
Good music's not for everybody, I guess. But
Yeah, you know.
It's not. I like their early stuff. I like
Okay.
Live Dead. That's a great
All right.
album.
I only like the later stuff.
Really? Really?
Nah, the later.
I like Anthem of the Sun too.
And their early stuff.
Really?
It's terrible.
Well, they could sing back then. Like Jerry did too much coke after a while.
No, I think he did too much heroin, man.
Well, they did too much stuff, man, and they lost the ability to sing on tune.
Maybe that's the art of it. You ever think about that, Mr. Obscura?
Apparently not. Apparently not. Let's get back to this. Let's talk about like playing those early shows.
All right, I'll lay it out real fast. I like the Grateful Dead because it was forced down my throat by my uncle that no one liked, and they're like, that's a weird guy. Because my aunt ran off with him. He was like a long-haired deadhead hippie, and all these other kids are listening to like Marilyn Manson and stuff back in the day, because that was scary, taboo. But my old uncle, he was giving me the Dead, and I wasn't allowed to listen to the Dead because Uncle Timmy gave it to me. And I thought it was pretty cool, but it kind of faded out. And then I got into punk real heavy, and after you get into punk real heavy, you meet a lot of people hobnobbing to, get their knobs polished and whatnot, and get their word out there, and so you can follow their blog back then. And they're not really good people. I don't really like to say I'm a punk or anybody. I think it's funny to say it because, I'm no Johnny Rotten, okay? I mean, sure, it'd be cool to be that guy. He's kind of funny. He's got some good humor. I've read a couple of his books. I'm talking here. Don't wave at me. But I'd say that the Grateful Dead are once you look into their history, very punk of the times. Because the term obviously wasn't there. Of course, you had bands like the Seeds and it goes to like Love or something, one of those the Monks and bands like that. The proto-punk bands. But if you listen to the first Grateful Dead album, it's very proto-punky with like Golden Road, the first track. So that was the very first song I actually ever liked by them. And they did a lot of DIY, like setting up shows by themselves, having the Hells Angels like be their guards and stuff. And if that ain't punk, then you can hair lip the Pope.
Fair enough. Again, I like the early Dead. I like the early Dead.
I like the early Dead, and they kind of got a little too commercial towards the end, and it's... Yeah, I feel you on that. I like the rawness.
I don't know, something about them. I need to listen to more Dead, I guess.
Picasso Moon. That comes from the 90s.
Picasso Moon.
You look like you'd be into Picasso.
I am into Picasso. I sold a painting recently.
Like of your own or Picasso?
Yeah, of my own, but it's Picasso inspired. But anyway, like, can you talk some more about? I keep saying this. Well, I love when you talk trash. Honestly, you kind of remind me of Johnny Rotten because that guy, like,
that's why
especially nowadays.
A lot of people who are like,
he just goes off and shit.
This wise guy here, he's going to tell you the Sex Pistols are no good. Or he's going to be like, oh, they're a boy band. And it's like, yeah.
They're not a boy band. The Sex Pistols are the real deal, man.
I mean, I used to love the Sex Pistols, and then I went...
Malcolm McLaren wanted them to be a boy band, but Johnny Rotten didn't let them be that.
Hey, Nevermind the Bullets has its place. I like Nevermind the Bullets.
The best punk band.
They were put together. Best boy band.
They were put together, but I'm telling you, man, Rotten, everybody else in the band wanted to just go with the flow. They just wanted to do what Malcolm wanted to do. But Johnny Rotten is who pushed them into being punk. Like, people saw that band in bars. They were the first punk band in England that would do, like, bar shows. And, like, the Clash would see him, the Damned would see him, like, the guys in those bands. And those bands are linked, the Clash and the Damned. The same people who were jamming with each other in both those bands when they started. They were, like, originally the same band. But anyway, they saw them in other bands, too. Every band in England, every punk band in England would see the Sex Pistols play these bars with, like, Joe Strummer's band at the time.
101ers.
Yeah, the 101ers, that's right. I was going to say the 99ers, but the 101ers, like, pub rock was going on at the time. I'm sorry to give a history lesson.
You kind of sound like you're a book on tape.
I am a book on tape. Live.
That's sad.
Well, it might be sad, but, I'm a sad man. I'm a clown. I mean, that's why I'm painted this way.
Yeah.
Keep up there.
Clowns are very sad. Poirot.
Okay.
It is sad. But anyway, they would see the Sex Pistols play, and they would say to themselves, You know, that's exactly what I want to be doing. They were like the zeitgeist, man. So, I mean, they might have been an assembled band. They might have been a boy band, sure. I mean, that's what Malcolm McLaren wanted them to be. He wanted them to be the next Bay City Rollers.
Hey, man, don't forget Vivian Westwood. People always forget the lady.
She was great, too. They were both
forget
great.
the lady.
And she gave them a sense of style, you know. So did Malcolm, but...
Yeah, you hear about their...
Yeah, Vivian Westwood...
They burned all that stuff like last year.
Was great, too.
Can I talk?
Yeah, you can talk, but I want you to talk about... I keep saying this, man, but could you talk about how things were, you know, back when Acid Cat was just starting, and back when it was at its height, you know?
This is textbook.
I want to hear this shit, man, because I've been thinking about this. You know, I wrote a song about you.
What's it called?
It's kind of a nasty song. I hope you're not offended.
I'm a nasty
But
guy.
the boys kept talking about you, and I just went to this...
Who are the boys?
Tony and Tommy, they kept talking, and Devin too.
What did they say?
They kept talking, they kept giving me stories, and I was like, I went to this show, I went to this LS Express show, and I felt so anxious.
Went to the what?
They're not a band you've heard of. LS Express, you'd probably like them actually, they're a good band, they're a great band.
Story.
And I felt so anxious, I drove all the way to Pinckneyville, and I felt so anxious.
Where's Pinckneyville?
It's somewhere in Illinois, it doesn't matter.
Is Pygmy a
Bumfuck Illinois. Pickney. Not Pygmy. Pinckneyville.
Okay, tell me the story.
Like Pickett's Charge, Pinckneyville.
I got it.
And I felt so anxious at the time. I was having a panic attack, and I wrote this song about you in like a fucking trance. It's called Acid Cat. I hope you like it. I mean, it's on my first record.
I like that. This is the first time you've ever met me, but you wrote a song about me.
Well, the boys kept telling me stories about you.
What's the best story? And then I'll tell
Tell you about. Tell me an even better story, because I know you've got so many stories. You must.
I feel like an old man on a porch.
You must have stories for days. You're
I feel like
instantly entertaining.
I feel like all you guys are my grandson.
I feel like your grandson. I'll be honest.
I am one, actually. I'm just whittling away. I'm making a free slingshot for you. For my boys. My cork gun for this guy.
I feel like that right now. Well, I mean, they would just tell me these crazy stories about you doing drugs. Well, I mean, they didn't really tell me very much, but like, the fact that they didn't tell me much made them even more interesting. The little snippets that they would tell me.
Tell me the best one.
The best one. Okay, let me think.
I'd like to hear about myself.
Well, just about Acid Cat, and like how you took this magazine and made it like a big thing, and like how you booked all these bands from out of town and you did all these interviews and shit.
Yeah, I have no idea how I really did that.
I don't know. Like, you made Acid Cat. I mean, sort of other people were involved, but you sort of drove it to the thing it was.
I exploited a lot of people.
Well, that's how you get places.
Well, I mean, exploiting people is how you get things done, really, when you get there.
I've been exploited, and I have
Exploited. There's folks out there like, what a crummy guy. But you've exploited people too.
You gotta play the game, you know.
If you live in America, you've exploited somebody, starting with your parents. Your parents exploited you. That's why they had you. Wash my car.
Exploiting people is not always a bad thing, because they often get things back for it, you know. The quid pro quo, if you do it right, if you're the right sort of person, and if you're a moral person, it's not really exploitation at that point.
Morality, I don't know about that. It's subjectional. Let's get into Plato and the theory of the forms, if you may. And the Republic. I'm really into the Plato idea and H.P. Lovecraft short story From Beyond, and the movie adaptation of a 3-page story called From Beyond. Very good. It's about different dimensions and whatnot. I'm talking here. I'll give you the microphone when you're ready. I don't like to exploit people. I used to be a really bad man, alright? I know this, folks, and you guys are like, hey, that's that man who made fun of me once, but he also put me on the big stage. Yeah. You know? I do a lot of kicking around. I still got my kicking shoes on, but I don't do kicking, I'm just walking around town. But anywho, yeah, we did a lot of cool times. I was hanging out in my bedroom on my Batman bed sheets, which I still have. I love Batman, I love comics. And that's how I learned to read, actually. I couldn't read till I was about 13 when they let me start reading comics in school instead of the freaking books. I didn't like Harry Potter. That's when I knew I was the first weirdo, when I was reading like a Batman comic and everyone else was reading freaking Harry Pothead. You know, I was like, I don't want to read that. That's stupid. That's not even real magic, man. That's not real magic. Watch Yu-Gi-Oh! That's real magic. Come on, man.
You played Yu-Gi-Oh?
Yes, I went to Yu-Gi-Oh! League at Toys R Us for a couple of years when I was young. There was always this old dude who was probably about our age. Well, he was like our age. And I don't know how old I was. I was like in, I don't know, 6th grade or something. And he was always drawing like Dark Magician Girl naked and stuff. And he'd be like showing us like little, you know, people like probably in the 3rd grade to like 7th grade. And he'd be like, check it out. And he'd be like, whoa! And don't tell your parents. It was great. But anywho, yeah, I was just always a really wacky feller. Always the right place at the right time. I got so many good stories, even from my traumatic childhood. We don't got the time. But But let's get to the age of 20. I was 20, and I was really into music, and I started going to shows and contacting bands. I used to go to shows and there'd be barely anyone there. Saw White Mystery and the...
Prepared before we came here?
Yeah, the ones that you write down in your journal.
And we are back.
Alright, today we have Joaquin Phoenix from the new movie Joker. It's a very controversial film. I thought it was controversial because it was not candy coating things that are happening in real society and have been happening in real society for decades. And people don't like the truth. Let's get down to the bottom of it. What do you think, Joaquin?
Well, I'm just so glad to be with here.
Thank you. My name.
With my Chardonnay.
Please sangria, sir.
That's right, but I had Chardonnay earlier.
You live in La Vida Loca?
I am right
I
now.
wanted to write a song called...
But yeah,
Let me talk
I
about the
love
song.
the movie that I made. I think it's pretty great.
I'm trying to tell my dad how to be a good dad. I don't think so. That's why my dad cheated on my mom.
Bill Cosby died this year.
Bill Cosby, why'd you write that book about being a good father? Huh? Because you were trying to be a good father to sons you would never see? Sounds great to me, Billy boy. Hope you got some Spanish fly in prison. You're with Jared from Subway.
But give the stories like you said you would. Give the stories to the people out there.
Well, I've been walking down this road for quite some time. I've been living really fast, burning candles at both ends. I talked to the boys about this earlier today during practice. Our good friend Ryan right here. Hey now, hey! Our friend Ryan here. Hold on. Our friend Ryan here, he was playing Mind Corona on the drums. And it reminded me of a time that Animal Teeth went on tour and we played My Bologna. Now Animal Teeth was always a reoccurring, you know, everything always changed. There's always, anyone could be in it. We played a show once at, hold on, I got a sound check. Okay, a couple Animal Teeth stories. Animal Teeth never really had a consistent lineup. We had Devin on drums one time, a lot of times. He's a great fella. And he's a juggalo. He's been to the gathering. He lives in the suburbs of Florissant. But I bumped into him and I was like, you know what? Do you know how to play drums? And he's like, yeah. So we go down to Bonerville to play a show right down the street, the local punk hangout for, you know, generations. And those shows are on Pump Time. And for years, I thought Pump Time, you know, it's like this show starts at 8, and it would start at like 10, or this show starts at 9, and it would start at 11, or 12, or 1. I thought that was worldwide. And we go on tour, and we find out that Pump Time is not universal. And when they say it starts at 7, it starts at 7. So we were late to a lot of shows because of that. But anyway, the shows hadn't started. It was with a band called The Holidays from Philadelphia. It's a cool band, a one-man band. And Devin, the Juggalo, was like, man, screw this. I'm going home. So he bugs out, man. He gets out of there. But we're still there, me, Tony, and I forget who was playing guitar at the time, and we still start playing. We just start pulling drummers out of the crowd, and we did a Devo cover of, we did a whole Devo cover set one Halloween, and that was fun. That was a Bad Beaver Halloween cover in Tubby Tom's basement. Did about 6 Devo tracks. And I forget what show or what song we did, but we did, like I said, like 7 songs with our classic hit Sewer Gas. You know, you might have heard that one, guys. And what?
I heard that.
Yeah, it's a good one. And got a couple hits on the YouTube. Someone put it up, and it wasn't me. I've never put any of my music online on the YouTube. People have done it for me. People I don't even know. That's when you know you're good, first off. Okay? So remember that. Put that in your notebook. So that's a good story. Just pulling folks out of the crowd. One time we were touring and we were in Columbus, Ohio. Not a lot going on in Columbus, Ohio. But there's a fella over there. His name's Emmy. He went by Emmy Ramone. Very original name at the time. He was real punk. And now I think he's really into free jazz. He runs this jazz bootleg tape company called Loathed Sound. You can check it out on IG. They put out a lot of cool like obscurities, like weird like Sun Ra and Pharoah Sanders and all these like obscure cats. And but he's a cool guy. I love weird jazz. You know, I don't like your daddy's jazz, if you know what I'm saying. Give me some more of that Coleman, not none of that Benny Goodman. Come on. It's Christmas music. But anywho, we were at his basement, and that whole tour we would sing My Bologna by Weird Al. And I was buying bologna by the dozens at every gas station we went to, and I threw it all over the house, all over the basement. I was throwing bologna, and there was like heating ducts and crap, and it was just sticking on there, like on the freaking heating duct. And I was like, man, you want me to I'll clean this stuff up? And he's like, no man, just leave it there, it's fine. And we go upstairs and all these juggalos are hanging out up there, they're living up there. And of course Devin loves it, those are his boys. And this couple, really nice couple, they come over to us and they say, hey, you don't want to stay here, this is a nasty place. And I said, okay. So they invited us to their house, and we stayed in a very clean house where I slept with a small puppy in my arms half the night. And then later the next day, the guy lifts up his pant leg. He's got a Dare to Be Stupid Weird Al tattoo. That's a cheeseburger in paradise, if you ask me.
There's one.
Do you boys have any stories? Like it doesn't have to be about anything in particular, but just any crazy stories?
No, keep it Soda Boys oriented.
I mean, he wants it to be about Soda Boys, but really, I'm down for whatever. Like, just as long as it's crazy.
No, don't say that. Not with Jack. Don't do that to Jack. Give him some category.
Well, I mean, you use your judgment, but you know, you've heard what I said.
Ryan, you ready? For what?
When you fill these up.
You got a crazy story. What's your craziest story
Our show that was here.
from the Soda Boys tour that you have done a time or two, I think?
I'll say they're mostly all pretty incriminating, and I've been, I haven't frequented a jail cell in a long time, and I'm not going to tell them myself. I'll say it was a lot of fun in Austin, the fireworks show. Was that Buck Fest? Yeah.
Or the state.
No, not the state of Austin.
We're not talking about that on this show.
Okay.
That's on TED Talks.
Okay, yeah, that's kind of incriminating too. Alright, yeah, I don't have any stories that aren't going to put us in jail, so...
And nobody's gonna watch this anyway. 'Cause I like how the last one had 69 views. I'm not watching that ever again.
69 is pretty tight, dog. It's pretty tight. It's pretty
69
tight.
is a good number.
I didn't promise you that people would watch it.
Hey man, you whine me, you got a dime.
Jake Blister.
Dude, you got a 69 me.
We occasionally dine at Chili's
Oh, that make them all
in the morning.
I don't know about the 69 part.
It's not a
See,
good number.
What?
So you ever try 69 tears?
Yeah.
I read that 3 questions.
Only every day.
Yeah.
You got a story?
Jake Blister. You got a Soda Boy story?
Austin, what's a good Soda Boy story that we can get?
Man, I'll tell you right now, when I was in Animal Teeth, it was a wild band. My friend. This ties in.
Glory days.
What?
How did Animal Teeth end?
Oh, okay, that's a good one, and then we'll go back.
I can tell you how.
How about we just talk shit on Ben Tipton?
No, Ben Tippy Toes will be next.
Fuck you.
I was on a
Awesome.
cruise last week, and I
And Ben Tippy
met
Toes.
these ladies, and they were really sassy, and I think they're really drunk, and but the one lady looked like Tracy Lords and Crybaby, and I told her that. And she had a crybaby tattoo on the inside of her lip. The only cool people on the Carnival Cruise Valor, I thought. And I was talking to her, and every time I would talk to her, her like friend would be like, move over. And she like, kept pushing me over. And this girl was trying to talk to me about music, and then she started talking about hardcore music. And she named like, I like Gorilla Biscuits and 7 Seconds and you know, a bunch of kind of stuff I'm not too hip to, maybe Ryan likes. And then she said Kulo. Kulo's a cool band. I like them. But then she started ranting about how hardcore is not punk. And I was like, I don't know. But she was...
First of all, I don't like 7 Seconds, and you're a My Chemical Romance fan, so how about we tell the truth here, buddy? You guys want to know the truth? Tell them about My Chemical Romance. How about that?
I think My Chemical Romance was one of the most relevant type bands for
I think you're a fucking idiot.
for a secluded youth in a small suburban home who had no access really to the internet and only the radio.
Bitch, we're the only one who grew up poor, dog. You motherfuckers didn't have internet in my house either, dog. You like fucking romance because you're a nerd.
No, man, because I was oppressed and downtrodden and happened to have a black suit and red tie. But let's talk about the most relevant band of the O's, which was System of a Down, the best punk band of that era, and they weren't even punk. What's up with that? Why do they always sing the poor?
Honestly, I've never really actually listened to System of a
No,
Down.
man, I used to...
Really?
I don't
believe that.
Not really.
I don't listen to that.
Maybe I've listened to them, but I haven't realized it was them.
No, listen to Toxicity.
I'm really more into like English funk and like
No, they're really
60s
good.
shit.
They're, like, I'm not really in. No, see, I'm into that kind of stuff too. And I'm like, System of a Down, they were cool when I was a kid. I listened to that album later, and I'm like, this is actually really good. That new metal stuff, I don't like, but that album is really, really good. And I would like to see it. But anyway. I don't even remember where I was. I was talking to these ladies, and they were from Texas. They knew Ben Tippy Toes, and they're like, yeah, that guy sucks. So that's kind of weird. Out of everywhere in the world, on the Carnival Cruise Valor, heading for the Yucatan Peninsula, and they knew him. And they're like, yeah, he sucks.
Fuck you, Ben Tipton.
I don't mind him.
Fuck Ben Tipton.
I like people. I'm into forgiveness. I'm into forgiveness.
Ben Tipton's a bully.
Bullies?
Mr. Potato Head.
Yo, bullies need love. I like bullies. I was bullied by them all my life. I learned to love. That's what we all need to do. Learn to love. Oh, but let me talk here. Everybody, my friend Adam wanted to join the Animal Teeth experience. He's in that band Path of Might. They're a metal band. I think they're still doing stuff out there. I wish you well, Adam. He was always like, I want to join Animal Teeth because it's like the Spinal Tap of punk. And I was like,
well, I've never seen that movie, still have not seen that movie. I know a lot of people say that, but most times people are lying to me or they have bad taste.
In this case.
I've seen...
He's a contrarian. Anything that a lot of people have done, he's like, that's not cool. That's a fucking good movie, dude.
Yeah, that's why I like My Chemical Romance, like millions of people. Good one. Good one. Got you there.
Nobody likes it. It's a big fucking shit show, so you gotta like it.
No, I mean, it never fell across my doorstep. But he joined the band and he said it was like that. You want to know how we ended Animal Teeth? I didn't tell Tony for weeks, but I promoted it, because Tony doesn't have social media, I promoted it as the last Animal Teeth show, okay? The last one, we had like a tombstone there, and it was an awesome show. Some guy was like blowing fire and swinging a bat, and the Soda Boys played that same festival. Should have been an eye-opening moment for Tony. But what did he tell you? What did he tell you?
I also did not tell the boys when I fired them. Well, I told them once they asked, but like we were gonna like do a hiatus. So I was like, okay, we'll just do a hiatus, and I'll just fucking stonewall the band to death.
Stonewall Jack?
Yeah, I was just like, I'm just gonna fucking stonewall this thing because they're never gonna turn down. They're never gonna learn that I want to play at a sane volume. I'll just fucking comatose this thing, man. But like, finally, after like we said we'd be in a fucking hiatus, after like a week or after more like a month, whatever, week and month, same difference. They were like, we booked this show, man. We can play the tap room. And I was like, man, I thought we were on a fucking hiatus. I'm sorry, but you're all fired.
You play the tap room, you get paid there.
Well, I didn't want to play with those boys no more because they would have turned down. I was embarrassed playing with them.
But you get money there.
I was embarrassed, man.
Stuff I've done, embarrassed.
We played the heavy anchor and we played so loud. I felt like I killed someone, man.
That's how you want to end every show.
No, man.
How did Tony say we ended the band?
He never told me I ended the band.
You got a story, that's why I gave you the mic.
I didn't know you were going to talk about your band that you didn't care about. But anyway, a lot of people when we go on tour nowadays, they're like, this is like the Spinal Tap of punk. And it just seems to be following me, every band I go to. A lot of people, when we have, like our friend Brent, rest in peace Brent, he's in Australia, that's close enough to hell. He was our little road dog, our road doggy. He's a cool guy, I like him. He paints his toenails and his nails, and that is admirable, because he doesn't wear flip-flops, so what's the point? But that's cool, make yourself happy. But a lot of people, including him, said Ryan was scary. And they're not lying. He's our bodyguard. He's stuck up for us.
Everything but our drum.
He's done a lot of good things, and I feel safe. That's why he's here today, because I thought this was literally a trap. And everybody I hated, which is everyone in this city, was going to be in this room. And I thought we were going to have a dubstep rave, and they're going to trap dance all over me. I don't know what that is, but it's probably a thing. But I'll tell you one story to end it off. Probably not going to end it. We played the Burger Boogaloo, thanks to Marcos. Shout out to Marcos. He's a married man now, and he's a cool guy, very timid fella, very nervous, apologetic guy, but great. And he puts on this great festival in Oakland. It's got all these cool bands, like Devo played, and Jesus and Mary Chains, and The Damned, and all these kinds of cool bands. Those all played the year we didn't play. But we played with the Mummies, which is cool. The Mummies are awesome. You meet a lot of cool folks out there. But I'm hanging out with Bobby Berger. He works at Berger Records, and we go into this place. I think it's the Green Room, because we got all access. Because we're cool. You know, we're just having to play this thing. That's what they give you. And we're going there. We're eating these chips and drinking this ginger ale or whatever. Out there, they drink that bubbly water, LaCroix, but it's like an off-brand LaCroix. LaCroix is an acquired taste, and it doesn't taste that good to this guy. But I'll drink it to look cool, or because it's everything that they have in the fridge close to soda. And we're drinking this stuff, and this lady comes in, and she says, "Are you here to meet them?" And I said, "Meet who?" And she said, "John and Tracy." And here comes Tracy Lords and John Waters, and we just happened to be in their personal trailer. I was eating his chips and drinking his bubbly water, and I said, "John, I'm sorry. Would you like your chips back?" And he is awesome. He's such a nice guy. He thought it was funny. Got the picture. I don't like taking pictures with famous people too much. I got a picture with Nardwar, which I think you're trying to be, because you know a little bit too much about me.
Who?
Nardwar, the human serviette.
Who is that?
Come on, man. You're an artist. He interviews bands from British Ontario or whatever, Canada, British Ontario. We saw him at South by Southwest. He was fixing his hair for like 10 minutes. I waited outside the bathroom to meet him and get a picture, and I invited him to our show. He pretty much was going to do anything just to throw the drum kit on the ground just so he could fit in the van, and he still turned us down to come to our show. And but we talked to him. He was a cool guy. He was a real skittish. What do you think about Nardwar?
He definitely did not want to ride.
I wanted him to ride with us. And then we met. This was South by Southwest in Austin, Texas. We didn't play last year. That was 4 years ago or something. It's a good time, South by. It was a couple of years ago. It was 69 years ago. And that's also my phone number, 69. That's all you got to do. Pound it. Star. Hashtag. I once met a child. He had a tattoo on his arm. It said dog hashtag, and I said, shouldn't the hashtag be in front of dog? Like if you want to get any followers on your arm? And he said, no, it means dog pound. Now maybe back in 1980 I would have understood that, but the pound now means hashtag. So that dude is needs to get that erased or something. Come on, man. Looks like an idiot. Yeah, get with the times. You're in freaking high school, kid. Get on the Twitter. My dad told me he had a Twitter the other day. I don't know why. He doesn't do anything. He lives with his mom. Because he cheated on my mom. I beat him up. And then he told me he was going to call the cops.
Did he?
Because he touched my sister and hurt her. And then I said, hey, man, call the cops. Call your friends in the little blue hats. I don't think they wear hats anymore. I heard Jim Morrison say that in like an interview or something, so I'm trying to be cool.
Like Jim Morrison?
Yeah, I do. And one of our newest songs, a lyric is, take me back when rock and roll was wild. I wish I was the Woodstock child. I wish I was Jim Morrison, but I'm just a son of a Freemason. Freemason. That's in a new song called The World is Flat. Maybe we'll record it one day. It's a good one. But yeah, I don't even know what I was talking about. I tried to meet Jello. I met Jello Biafra once. Twice. At the Burger Boogaloo. I asked to get a picture with him and he said no. He was very sassy to me. And he is kind of my all-time favorite frontman, which is kind of goofy because he's like such a one-of-one punk band, but he's just so annoying like me. Like he just goes on and on with these rants and stories, and he's got this weird voice. That's not a Jello Biafra voice, but it's like a weird high voice, and I've always loved it. He's a great storyteller and a very annoying storyteller, and that's something I can relate to. So I've loved him, and I met him, and I was so excited to meet him. I said, can I get a picture with you, Jello? And he said, no. He said, yeah. He's like, he was just relaxing in his freaking lawn chair at the fest. And I was like, he said, no. He's like, I go to the freaking Red Lobster and people know me. I get tired of it. And I was like, dude, you're at a punk festival. Like, it's gonna happen, man. So later on, we played a set. The Soda Boys, I ended it. He was DJing first off. He was the DJ. And I say, hey, I'm walking off the stage, and I said, hey, Jello Biafra and his wife, they're going to be signing autographs here at 5 o'clock. And Jello Biafra ran for mayor. His slogan was, "Can't say no to Jello." And I said, "Looks like a lot of people did." So I'm a funny guy. That's pretty much the whole point of this interview. But we have a lot of fun. And all my bands, it's been a good time. I have a fun time with these guys. I've become all transcendental and Ram Dass-like, with a little hint of Terrence McKenna. And so I'm just real calm the whole time, and I throw in my jabs every now and then. But these guys will run you ragged, so you gotta read the Bhagavad Gita if you want to handle this crew, or take drugs. But I can't, because they're always going to try to make me drive, and I don't like driving. And every time we drove on the last tour, we got pulled over. First time, Don Knotts' brother pulled us over in Colorado, and he was the nicest fella. He looked too old to be working, so I felt bad for him. I kind of got this weird feeling for cops sometimes, because I went to this AA meeting. I was in the wrong room, and this cop, he said he felt a bullet go past his face, and he was freaked out. He drank 2 12-packs a day, and that dude was like a freaking jitterbug. And ever since then, I'm like, you know what? All these white kids, these privileged white kids in their skinny jeans and high tops, like, oh, the cops suck, ACAB. If you're over the age of 15 and you still say ACAB, you deserve to be a cop, because that's a childish thing. It's stupid. ACAB, really? Really?
It's not promoted by all the soda boys.
It's not promoted by a white man in skinny jeans and high tops. No, I don't really like the police, okay? Obviously, because I'm a punk rocker. But it's kind of like what he says, like when he's like, oh, he doesn't like Spinal Tap because blah, blah, blah. Cops are kind of silly folks, you know. They see lots of dead crap. I watched this Not Seen on TV Cops episode on VHS. There's this big fat cop, didn't have a donut in hand. And he's just like, man, I see a lot of messed up stuff. I see dead children. I see abused wives and blah, blah, blah. And, you know, I don't think being a cop is cool. You know, you don't need cops. We kind of should govern ourselves, small militia types. But they tried to do that in the Ozarks with the ball knobbers. They started out with 13 vigilantes helping people out. They grew to be over 100, 300, and then they started doing bad stuff. And that's why we can't govern ourselves. And that's what happened to the cops. They tried to be all Andy Griffiths, and they ended as Judge Dredd. And that's where we're at in the state of America with a K.
I don't like cops.
I personally like Law and Order. We need Law and Order. But anyway, enough about me. Why don't you guys play like some songs or something, man?
You want one of those anti-cop songs?
Well, I don't really care what you play. Like,
how about anti-cop?
I didn't say that I like cops, but I did say that I like Law and Order. I'm sort of fascist, to be honest
What about
with you.
firemen? They should just let those houses burn, don't you think?
Exactly. You're making my argument for
It's
me.
It's chaos theory, man. Sometimes you can't control what the weather does.
You're making my argument for me.
Or Father Nature, or nature they want to do.
Let's change the batteries and
We don't need
why don't you boys play
we
some
need
songs
firemen.
and shit?
We don't need doctors. We need shamans. Come on here. Cheers.
Cheers.
Not just a show. It's me.
Can I take a piss?
Yeah. I'm gonna change the batteries.
Oh, you're gonna do...
On the Pet Sounds tour. You see that, man? You go to that?
No.
Recording? I saw Brian Wilson on the Pet Sounds tour with my mom. You know, it was all old people at the family arena. It smelled like vanilla. You know how those old ladies smell. I know you get kooky with those ladies. We got a cougar chaser over here. Wowee.
I really don't.
But they smell like vanilla. I mean, if you have a grandma, you know. Sorry you don't have a grandma. Jeez. Well, maybe you should smell her.
Well, maybe
Those grandmas, scratch and sniff.
maybe I should, but I don't.
Get close to your grandma. I slept in bed with my grandma for years. Of course, there was a divider. Don't worry, nothing weird. But yeah, Brian Jones is great. What was that song called?
Hang on to your ego. It's on Pet Sounds. Hang on to your ego, because he's like, you can't, you know,
Can you sing that?
And well, I can't, but I could if you give me like a couple days. But
Why not now? Are you not that?
I need to practice it and
What
shit.
you're saying is you're not a musician. You're just.
I am a musician. Well, I'm not a musician. I'm a magician.
So a magician could probably just do it right now and with the snap of his fingers. So you're not that either.
Oh, no, a magician is like do you know who the Joker is?
No one knows who the Joker is.
I'll tell you who the Joker is. The Joker is a magician. The Joker is the devil.
I was always more interested.
The Joker is Pan.
Ken?
Pan. P-A-N. Pan. Panic.
Pan?
Like the flute god.
Yeah, the goat.
The goat god. That's right.
Yeah.
That's who the Joker is.
I'm under the persuasion that the first god deities were feminine, but they were all prankster gods, and that's the only god or gods I believe in are pranksters. Like Cocapelli, that's my dude. I went to a gas station, we were coming home from Soda Boy's tour, and they had a bunch of Cocapellis running around on the roof, and that was cool. That might have been Colorado when we went to go see Dead Coke, but it was cool. All these gods, these prankster gods, and then they turn into fertility gods, because we all know relationships and intercourse, it's all a big joke. That's why we don't bring it into society, because it is a touchy subject. Figuratively and mentally, it's touchy. People don't like to talk about it, because it's a joke, it's a prank. First gods, prankster gods. No gods but prankster gods. The only God. But no masters. Except Master of Reality of Black Sabbath.
That's my favorite Black Sabbath album.
Sabotage is better.
Ooh!
That's arguably true, but it's not my favorite.
Hey man, as long as Dio's not on it, it's good.
Dio's great though.
I don't like Dio.
Dio's great. Like, Mob Rules is a good album.
It's not representing the... I'll tell you, I went to the St. Louis...
But you're right though. You're right about the first gods were all feminine. You're right about
the Dio
that.
album, the Rainbow album. I bought it
It's a good
first
album.
off in the $5 bin. Not a good sign. Sometimes it is. If you're looking for some obscure crap that no one knows their pricing, I got Rainbow. I put it on the record player. I just don't like that kind of, like Iron Maiden. I don't like it. I can't even do that real high. I don't want to hear no freaking Machiavelli or whatever. You know, I don't like that in my music.
I love Machiavelli.
I go to the freaking orchestra if I wanted to see.
Who's your favorite politician?
I do put you back.
I do like Judas Priest, and I didn't know that until this year, because I was doing like I don't like that. I don't like that stuff.
Yeah.
Like Ryan was talking about earlier, but I checked out the Priest, and that's good stuff. I like the early stuff, obviously, because I'm that guy, you know. But after British Steel, I think it went downhill. But that Japanese live show, that's good. Do you want the soda cap? Obviously, Soda Boy's favorite, even if it's not. Rock and Rolla. Pepsi Cola.
Do you boys want to play a song for us now?
No, I want to play with you. What do you think?
You want to play with me?
Speaking to you want to play? We don't really know each other.
Me? Well, I want
What do you
that
think
too.
about prankster gods?
Yeah, I think that everything you said about the gods was actually really on point.
That's the whole point of religion. It's all a big joke. What is Christianity?
Well, I wouldn't say it's a big joke, but the first gods were feminine. That's what... Do you know who the first god was? The triple goddess. The triple goddess. Yeah, the goddess of the moon.
Okay, here, I'll explain it here.
Nico was the triple goddess.
Okay,
My dog!
we're gonna...
Why are you talking about a dog?
We got two projects. It's called Eddie Price and his Dice. It's a country and western goofy band. It's fun. We got some serious songs and some goofy songs, alright? We're working on that. We're going to be going on tour real soon. Don't tell the internet punks, because they're going to shut it down. But we'll do some Eddie Price songs. We'll do some like in stores. I want to play a dispensary in Colorado. I think that'd be cool. But we also do Soda Boys, a punk and roll band. And so we're gonna do a song called Ain't No Grave. Gonna hold this body down. Oh, you wanna do that? What song we gonna do first? Jack? No, what song you wanna do first? That's good.
We don't know.
Ain't No Grave?
Well, we will.
Okay, this is by Brother Clyde Ely, and I remember my grandpa and grandma always singing it. They're good Protestant hillbillies from the Boot Hill, cotton pickers and junk. And I'm not proud of much, but I'm very proud of my grandma's heritage of being like a sharecropper and being dirt poor. That's an awesome lifestyle, and she's proud of it too. So this is an old Protestant Christian song. I've always thought that era of the tent revivals and the hellfire and brimstone of the prophet Zoroaster was a good time. If you go back to the 1930s, 1940s, I think that'd be hardcore Christian, because that was a freaking circus. They're freaking dancing and running, and my grandma told me she saw people walk on pews. Boom, 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 boom. Like freaking Iggy Pop in that, you know, like put the peanut butter and he's like freaking walking. I mean, if you look at early gospel music, that was rock and roll. Later on, they'd say it was a sin. So we're going to do this track. You ready?
Is there a grave that can hold your body down?
This song's called There Ain't No Grave Gonna Hold My Body Down. I don't know yet. It's one of the only things I haven't found out or tried. Alright, it's if you learn the song, it's pretty repetitive. You just sing sing along. You got a Christian necklace.
I do. Because this is the world. What's it?
I told you it's on your mind.
Thank you.
your money.
No.
Was that trumpet going to sound?
How many grades? How many grades?
How many?
How many grades? I don't think that there is one. I don't think that there is two. I don't think that there is three. What if you're cremated?
We're doing a thing here, man. We're doing a thing here.
I don't think.
Oh, come on now. Oh, my body. Oh, yes, sister. Oh, can I hear that trumpet sound? Hey, gotta raise it around the ground, but I ain't no grave. Oh, brother, sisters, bring out the snakes. We need some healing now. This ain't our world, ladies and gentlemen. This ain't our world to live. Oh, this ain't our world. You don't need your little babies living here. You don't need those little babies. Calm down, baby. Tell your children to calm down. Stop that crying, because there ain't no grave that's going to hold this body down. You hear me, Brother John Hawkwood? I'm here to convict Brother John Hawkwood. I saw him trying to poison me with that wine. But let me tell you, the whole church needs to get drunk. Drunk in the body and blood of Jesus. Can I get an amen, or at least an amen? Can I get an amen? Now, can I get your money? Can I get your money, please? Am I not going to drive anywhere on some amens? Just saying. Okay. Okay. Do you want to do a show? Because I don't think you topped that.
That's pretty good.
That's good. I hope somebody got saved from watching this. Like their computer died. What am I doing? What's this song?
Do you know? Well, what songs do you know?
We don't play the Beatles.
I don't play the Beatles either,
I like our
except every day.
My favorite Beatles song is Paperback Writer.
That's a good song.
About dirty novels.
I think it's about wanting to be an artist.
No, it's a dirty story about a dirty girl. Oh, yeah. You ever heard the Gizmos?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, no, you're not too well versed past my blog.
I'm not a real punk. Don't you know that? I never said I was a punk. I'm the king of punk in St. Louis right now. I'm the only one who plays it.
I'm under the persuasion of a lot of drugs, but I'm also under the persuasion that if you're going to get into something, you got to get into it hard and study it. You don't just skim off the top. You got to go down to the bottom of that ocean, because that's where the ships are, man. That's where the treasure is. The top, that's all that oil and nasty stuff. That freaking BP oil stuff. I don't support BP. I may be about the cops, but I don't support BP. They got them ducks all muddied up. They died. Remember that BP spill? I would drive miles before I would go to a BP. I would ask a policeman for a pack of baseball cards like they gave you in the 90s before I go to the BP. You got me?
Are you talking about Beauty Pageant? That's a band.
I'd like to tell you,
Animal Teeth used to play a lot with the beauty pageant, and I have a noise project like everyone nowadays, because they can just freaking throw a bottle on the ground and they're like, oh, I got a noise project. It's performance art. Hey buddy, what is this, Greenwich Village or whatever? I don't know, Greenwich Village, what do they call that place? But I like like some of that. I like some of that old noisy stuff. I had a thing with my buddy Fritz. He's in the Strangulated Beat-Offs. You might have heard of them. They were a great noise type band from the 90s and early 80s on Skin Graft Records. It's one of the dudes from Drunks with Guns. His side project, the Noise Project. But me and Fritz, we do some stuff. Ian, who's our dead bass player, he's done stuff with me and Fritz. We call it Acid 87.
Do you boys know, do you know any Velvet Underground?
Oh,
Do you want to play a Velvet Underground song with me?
I never heard. You mean that first punk band ever?
Well, they're not the first.
I heard that was the first punk band.
I don't really care if they're a punk band. I just like them.
I think they were a good experiment. I like the Velvet Underground.
That's a fair statement. Do you want to play a Velvet
I
Underground
know
song?
more than 2 chords.
Well, you just need to know 4.
I
That's the
really like
beauty
the
of them.
song Heroin.
Do you want to play Waiting for the Man? Do you boys want to play Waiting for the Man with me right now?
I don't know all that. I know something.
Let's play it. Let's play it. Let me use that guitar and we'll play it.
Okay?
I'm waiting for my man.
Doghouse. Hey, we'll close out. We're waiting for my man, I guess. Let's do one of our tracks. Hey, hot dog, we're gonna play one of our songs. This is our show now. We're gonna, while you tune your guitar, you don't have to tune your guitar from Velvet Underground. What am I talking about? We're gonna do one of our songs real fast. You need to get your game face on. That means wash your face, you fool. It's not Halloween. So original. Like me. This song's called Doghouse. It's the one that buys all the burgers for us. It was on 7-inch on the Total Funk. Sold out worldwide. Even in Japan, I was told. In Japan, I was told. First, you gotta hike your pants up. I like to take from old catchphrases like being in the doghouse. American nostalgia really drives me. Like burgers and soda. Okay, we're going to do Velvet Underground so we get played on the air. Because this guy said he would not put us on his YouTube if we didn't do this song with him.
I'm going to put you on the YouTube anyway.
Okay, so let's not do this song then.
You gotta follow me, alright?
I'll follow you, I guess.
Let me
Wait for my man. Hello, my name's Bob Dylan.
No, you gotta play it faster than that.
Oh, it's so hot here. I'm waiting for my man. Here we go. Come on, John. John, we're waiting for a man. I'm waiting for a kiss. He's waiting for a dime bag. So $27 in my hand. I don't know the words. John does, and I still can't understand what he's saying. And then what boy? What you doing? I'd like to thank Lou Reed. I heard you were a bad guy. That's what all these people were posting about, all these liberals and NPRers. They're like, he's dead. He's dead. He made great music. They did bad stuff. Bad stuff is not cool. But where do we have the line between art and artist? Where does it begin and end? Should we glue the venue doors locked when Death in June comes to our town?
I don't know. I have to go. John Wilkes-Booth, thank you.
Pleasure. I'd be blessed. Hey, thanks. We'll pay you for coming later.
Yeah.
We are getting paid for this, right?
I smell that.
Okay, what you gotta say, Johnny? Johnny Be Good. That's your name, right? That's your radio name on freaking KC95. Yeah, we got Johnny Be Good every Saturday night playing the greatest rock and roll blues. You hear about Chuck Berry boy and how he was a pervert, a peeping Tom?
He was.
He put the freaking cameras in the girls' stalls of his joint. And I was talking about my pal Adam, the drummer of that band. His mama sold Chuck Berry Bear those cameras. You know, I'd like to say, you never, what is that, the 7 or the 5 degrees of Kevin Bacon? You got that French guy, Kevin Bacon?
Yeah.
You've heard of that game? There is the 3 degrees of the Soda Boys, where you can trace every terrible thing that's happened in the history back to us within 3 different things. Like that Chuck Berry. That's one away.
He's cool too.
He's cooler than Chuck
But it
Berry.
was a pleasure having you on the show.
You know what? Chuck Berry, he's duck walking.
Duck walking in hell.
I'll pay for that, bro.
Hey, did Tony ever tell you about the time we played the Stadium with that band Mother Meat. I like Mother Meat. They're good. They're kind of like the mothers of invention. Frank Zappa. No, this is my show.
I work for the guy that is in Mother Meat.
Who? Andrew?
Jackson.
Andrew Meat. Did you know? Talk to Andrew Meat. We scared him off. He was a drummer for when we played the Boogaloo. Do you know that?
No.
Nardwar?
I do know. I'll tell you something I do know. I do know Jackson, who I work for. He must have. He's considered fighting you somewhere. I don't know why. I don't know.
What's he say?
Jackson's a man whose weather is hard to understand.
Hey, this is the...
It's hard to explain. Sometimes it's the job and sometimes
How did
it's
I
the rain.
come up in this? Let me hear it.
I don't know. He doesn't like the fact that you played with his voice. I don't know.
I think that's real funny.
Hey, Jackson, buddy. I hope you're watching. Because I'm watching you. You and your long hair.
I love Jack.
You know, I want to put my fingers through that hair, but not when he hates me. We just need a little more love and peace. I saw him at the record store the other day. He had, like months ago, years ago, he had a stack of CDs, admirable with the CDs. And they keep them in those dumb little cases, so he had them around his arm. And I said, hey, Jackson, I don't think I ever remembered his name. I said, hey, what's up? I said, what you got there? And he was like, I was like, oh, cool. I like experimental music, too. But no, I hear that fella got real mad because we took old Andy Meat on the road with us, and he didn't like that. Let me tell you, Jackson, you don't own anybody. I don't own anybody. Uncle Sam owns us, and that's what we gotta fix. If you want to fight me, fight me. But we gotta fight Uncle Sammy, Uncle Sham. We're the sons of Uncle Sam. We gotta fight them together. Ain't that right? Well, one time we played Mother Meat. I think that's why he hates us, is we played the stadium, and I used to run around. I'm very energetic for a big boy. I used to be kind of small for a second, and I was running with the mic, and I ripped it out of the freaking thing, and I ripped the cord, blew it, I messed it up. They gave me another mic, did the same thing. That might be why he didn't like me. They gave me a third mic, I stayed put. I understand when a leash is short. This is a leash. We're all just monkeys.
What did he play the stadium? I played the stadium once with. I sat in.
This was Animal
When was that? When was that?
Animal Kids played the stadium with the Mother Meat. It was one of that Joe Clownvis guy. You know him?
I know Joe Clown.
That's a kooky guy. I like that he walked around wearing clown makeup all the time. Kind of like, I think you're ripping him off, actually. That dude was doing this 10 years before you were even here on the street. You were still in Belleville, hanging out at the Skyview with your girlfriend.
I didn't have a girlfriend.
Yeah, that guy was kind of, giving me some confidence. But yeah, he put on this River Depressed Pair or something, Zine Expo, and I was there, with my zine, and he asked us to play some music, and we did. Mother Meat, probably some other people. But we played there a couple times, and then we played there as the Soda Pop Boys with the Destruction Unit from Arizona. That's a good band. They're kind of a garage psychedelic type band. You ever heard of that genre?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
You ever heard of the band The Retards? Can I say that on here?
I think Tony was in that, right?
Ooh, that's a low jab. The Retards is a band from Memphis, Tennessee. Back in the day, you ever heard of Jay Retard?
Different band.
Can I say that on here?
Yeah, you can say that.
I went to Jay Retard's grave once. But one of the retards he's in the Destruction Unit, so it puts a little hype behind the band. I think I'm the only one who knows that, though, at the whole show, so it was kind of like a little commodity to myself. The funny thing is we got on that show because I told this dork who was booking it, we were supposed to play his other show, and they combined the shows, and they tried to kick us off, and I was like, you don't do that to the soda jerk. They don't call me the soda jerk because I'm jerking sodas like in the 1950s. It's because I'm a jerk. So I told this dude, I said, hey man, we're going to put out, this is our tape release show. Like you can't knock us off the show. We got to have a show that's going to be a big one. We played it. It said on the event tape release. Guess what? We didn't release a tape, bozo. I had this cat, he came up to me and he said, hey, can I buy a tape? And I said, I'm all out. I'm out of jokes for tonight. Keep them coming though. Hey, remember, like I said to those hobos that walked in, and I mean hobos in the best way because Jack's a hobo. Take it easy, but don't forget to take it.
It was a pleasure having you on, sir.
It's always a pleasure meeting you. This is my first time.
Yeah.
Pleasure. I prefer to keep it that way.
Well, it was. I think we did it.
Podcast.
We should do a podcast.
He's gonna get 30 words.
I'm gonna get 30 words. You're gonna get 300.
300.
And that's it, folks.